Hey everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, I have very bullish news for you guys. This is really big. Bloomberg is reporting that Standard Chartered, the bank, is going to offer Bitcoin and Ethereum spot trading. They're launching a crypto trading desk. Folks, we are seeing the largest institutions in the world, banks, stock exchanges, investment firms, are all entering crypto. And of course, they have to. This is the future. This is the new asset class. It's the new technology and layer on top of the internet. If you are not having any type of exposure to this asset class, then you're not doing your job. You're not doing your job as a fiduciary. And if you want to make incredible returns, you got to go to crypto because we've seen crypto, Bitcoin specifically, has outperformed all traditional assets, folks, even the NASDAQ, which has, been supercharged over the past 10 years and so forth because of technology. Bitcoin and altcoins outperform it. So this is the reason why Paul Tudor Jones, billionaire Paul Tudor Jones, who took a position in 2020, said it's the fastest horse in the race. Of course, you can invest in real estate. Of course, you can invest in the NASDAQ and stocks and other things, but nothing moves like crypto. So let me give you the details here. This is being reported by Bloomberg, by the way. So global banking giant Standard Chartered is launching a spot trading desk for Bitcoin and Ethereum, positioning itself as one of the first major banks to offer direct spot Bitcoin trading services. According to recent reports from Bloomberg, the new London-based Bitcoin trading desk will start operations soon and will be part of the bank's FX trading unit. Standard Chartered has been positive on Bitcoin for years and is now moving to meet surging institutional demand. Standard Chartered said, "We have been working closely with our regulators to support demand for our institutional clients to trade Bitcoin and Ether. The bank already offers crypto custody through its stake in Zodia Custody. It is also an investor in Zodia Markets, which trades institutional Bitcoin and crypto. This bolt-on trading desk represents the next phase in Standard Chartered's Bitcoin push." So this is incredible news, folks. And I hope you guys see what's happening here. If you're still on the fence about Bitcoin and crypto, you're going to get left behind. And these same banks that are launching services are going to come knocking on your door, and you're going to end up buying it from them at a premium, not only at a higher price valuation, but with their markup on it, their fees, because they're in it to make money, of course. So this is why I try to tell people and show them the facts like this of the adoption that's taking place, the game theory and the big institutions that are going all in. It's incredible. But look, there's a saying, you buy Bitcoin at the price you deserve. If you take the time to explore and educate yourself and skip the Netflix show and the TV show and spend 10, 15 hours reading up on this and understanding it more and studying charts and so forth, you will make money. But if you buy with the herd, the dumb money crowd that comes in at the top of the market, well, you guys know how that story ends. So this is huge news. Now, moving ahead, yesterday we had all of the Ethereum spot ETF filers update their S-1 Ethereum ETF applications. This includes BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, Fidelity, Bitwise, and so forth. So all these folks are waiting for the SEC to approve their S1s for the Ethereum spot ETFs to go live. So all of them got everything put in there, and we're hoping that maybe by the end of June or early July, these ETFs go live. And it's going to be pretty big, in my opinion, not only for Ethereum, but the entire altcoin market, because we know the SEC for many years declared Bitcoin not a security. But right now, we're still in a regulatory battle with the SEC and Gary Gensler on what's a security and what's not. So the fact that Ethereum is getting this spot ETF and they have dropped their investigation against Ethereum via consensus, it really opens the door for other altcoin ETFs, especially those that are proof of stake. And there's been talks about Solana and XRP and so forth. And I think those might come maybe, later this year or next year, or at least the futures applications need to be put in. But very bullish news. It looks like we are at the cusp of an approval, and it could be at the end of this month or early July. Here, Nate Geraci of the ETF store said all spot Ethereum ETF S-1 amendments are now in. And he says known fees so far are Franklin Templeton at 0.19% and VanEck at 0.20%. He says now we wait for the SEC. Eric Balchunas at Bloomberg also reported saying that it looks like BlackRock didn't report any fees in their updated amendment. However, they did report seeding with $10 million. So seeding that ETF with 10 million, and I'm sure it's going to go, higher than that. Obviously, there's going to be inflows that are going to come over the months and weeks ahead. So incredible stuff. I'm very excited. I think this is going to be certainly another narrative that helps to get the market going again. Let's move ahead. This news actually is pretty incredible, guys. Michael Dell, he is the chairman and CEO of Dell Technologies. Many of you know Dell Technologies. They make computers and so forth. They've been around for a long time. Well, the man posted a photo of Cookie Monster eating Bitcoins. Instead of cookies, Bitcoins. So he tweeted with that image, "This is a great account to follow." And he tagged a Cookie Monster account on Twitter. He says, "Very entertaining." But of course, it's Cookie Monster eating Bitcoin. And then all of a sudden, Michael Saylor replies to his tweet saying, "Bitcoin is for everyone." I think Dell is about to add Bitcoin to their balance sheet. And I think Michael Saylor, with his Bitcoin for Corporations initiative, had something to do with it. Now, Dell has been active with Bitcoin and crypto for a long time. Back in July of 2014, Michael tweeted out, "Dell now accepts Bitcoin." And he provided a link, dell.com/Bitcoin. And that page is still live where it says they're accepting Bitcoin. So they know. They know the benefit. They've dealt with it. So it makes sense that they would add it to their balance sheet to protect their cash reserves and protect their spending power, right? That's why corporations are doing this. And we're seeing more and more of these companies are stepping up to do it. It makes sense. And especially as stated before, Bitcoin has been one of the top performing assets over the past 10 to 12 years, guys. So incredible stuff. Don't be surprised if Dell comes out this week or in the coming weeks and saying, "Hey, we just put X amount of millions of dollars into Bitcoin and on our balance sheet." So be prepared, guys. And I wouldn't surprise me if there's other companies that follow suit. It's going to be incredible. I think this is going to be one of those narratives that really gets the bull market going. It's probably going to be a huge name outside of Dell. Don't get me wrong, Dell is a huge name, but there could be some other big brands that do it, and it would be pretty incredible. All right, folks, quick word from our sponsor, and that is Uphold, where you can easily buy Bitcoin and all the top altcoins. Uphold has over 260 plus cryptocurrencies on their platform. You can also trade precious metals such as gold, silver, palladium, and platinum. Uphold is fully reserved. They have a transparency report. You can go review that. I've interviewed the CEO, CFO, and many representatives over the years. So this is a platform I can vouch for because I've been using it for years. So if you'd like to learn more about Uphold, check out the link in the description. Now, guys, the first presidential debate is coming up between Biden and Trump for this cycle, election cycle, of course. And the folks at Coinbase have been lobbying for CNN, which will host the first presidential debate, to ask a question about crypto. And I think it absolutely makes sense. It wouldn't surprise me if something comes up there, but you never know because but there's left-leaning media and there's right-leaning media, and some are going to try to be as biased as possible. But let's see. And here, Faryar Shirzad of Coinbase tweeted out, "Let's see if we can get CNN to ask a question that's not part of the usual boilerplate. A crypto question will fundamentally tell us whether the candidate is, one, optimistic about the potential for change driven by democratizing technology, or two, reflexively protective of the status quo." I think crypto is going to come up in these presidential debates, honestly. And it's going to be fascinating to see the answers. I'm very interested to see what Biden's going to say because we've never heard one word out of Biden's mouth about crypto. We've obviously heard Trump's stance, and he is pretty knowledgeable about it now. Even when he was president and he was kind of anti-crypto, he put it out. He put out statements out there, but we haven't heard anything from Biden. And it's like I've been saying to you guys, it's because he doesn't really have an opinion right now. It's been Elizabeth Warren who's been coordinating all of these anti-crypto stance. Do you guys think that Biden woke up and said, "Oh, I'm going to repeal Sob 121 today"? No. Elizabeth Warren probably made the call and put the pressure saying, "You got to repeal this," and he just did it. I honestly believe that because we haven't heard jack from him. So it would be, I'm very curious to hear what Biden would have to say about this, and if he's going to, talk negatively about it, put out FUD, or he's going to be neutral and say, "Hey, look, my administration's working on some stuff for it," and that would be actually decent, because he hasn't said anything before, so he can't come out and pretend like he knows everything about it. But if he's at least neutral, that would be good. All right, moving ahead, guys. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse was attacking some FUD here. Apparently, CoinDesk published some information about some lawsuits against him and Ripple. So I wanted to share that with you guys because there's just some FUD making the rounds. He says, as many have noticed and some have already pointed out, there have been numerous misleading and some factually inaccurate headlines describing the decision made by a California judge yesterday in the class action lawsuit about XRP. I'm happy to see some correcting them. I wish I could tag/link them all here. To be absolutely clear, this is a big win. All class action claims in the suit were dismissed, and absolutely nothing in the decision negates or changes the fact that XRP in and of itself not a security per the New York court decision. The California ruling dismissed all allegations that Ripple had somehow violated federal securities law by selling XRP. As for the single state law claim that will now be scheduled for trial, the sole plaintiff didn't buy XRP directly from Ripple and can't say if he even heard the statement before he traded and owned a couple hundred XRP. This was a clear example of trolls that unsuccessfully try to take advantage of the US legal system and distort statements to seek hundreds of millions of dollars in class action settlements. And lastly, regarding any misleading statements, I stand by what I said, and I am looking forward to shedding light on that during the trial. So this was the bonehead guy who bought a couple hundred XRP. It went down, and he's trying to sue Ripple. It's ridiculous, right? That means any one of us could have bought any token or asset and tried to sue any foundation or whatever it may be. It's dumb. It's asinine. But some of the media folks are sensationalizing it, like, "Oh my God, this is going to happen," and it's like this clown, this troll bought a couple hundred XRP and he's trying to sue Ripple. It's ridiculous. So just FYI on that, guys, that's happening. Now, guys, I want to highlight something here, and not that I'm in favor of CBDCs, but I highlight CBDCs because I've been telling you guys for years we're headed to the token economy, everything on the blockchain, even your fiat currencies. And we do have to be aware of what's happening with CBDCs so that we can hold our governments accountable to make sure they build the CBDCs right where they respect our privacy. So the Swiss National Bank and SIX Digital Exchange have announced an extension of their project Helvetia wholesale CBDC exploration for an additional 2 years, aiming to further integrate CBDCs with tokenized securities and other digital assets. So folks, this is inevitable. It's coming. And I don't think we can stop the governments from doing this, but we can at least force them to make sure it's built right and it respects our privacy. And at least we have options. We got stable coins, we got Bitcoin, we got other crypto assets that we can move value outside of CBDCs. So we'll have to see what's the setup. Are these like wholesale CBDCs are going to be between the central banks and the retail banks, right? But will there be retail CBDCs that you and I can use? Possibly, and we'll see how they do it. There are some that are saying, in the United States at least, it's going to be stable coins in, Circle, USDC, and others, and those are backed by the wholesale CBDC. So you and I don't actually touch the wholesale CBDC. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but it's a possible scenario. And in fact, this week, guys, I'll be interviewing again Jeremy Allaire, CEO of Circle. So if you have any questions you want me to ask him, leave them in the comment section below, guys. All right, that's the news. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to grab a copy of my book, Rethinking Crypto, on Amazon. It's available in paperback and digital. Guys, grab a copy to support the podcast. Grab a couple copies to give to your friends and family who want to learn about crypto. And if you bought a copy already, please leave a rating and review. It would really support the podcast. So thank you, guys. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.